Welcome then to today's episode of the Heaven and Elle podcast. I am your host, Elle Edwards, founder of the Itchy Soul Playground and New Year, and I am delighted as ever to be here. Now today's episode is called, Be Kind to Yourself. It comes with that reminder to be kind to yourself. So there is a story to this one, and those of you who are enjoying this or who watch this on Facebook will have heard the preamble. I arrived today without any pre-scheduled post or announcement of what we'll be exploring, because at the time of recording it's the second day of the summer holidays, and as I've shared with some other people, I tend to, the first week in particular, I love not having to set an alarm. I mean, I'm an early bird. I tend to wake up naturally quite early, but there's a difference between the alarm going off at 6:15 and you must get up because otherwise people will be late to school, versus going just naturally waking up at about 7:30. However, as I was sort of drifting off to sleep last night, I was like, right, okay, maybe tomorrow I'm going to get up and do this and I'm going to do that and da-da-da-da. And then I ended up sleeping downstairs because it was so hot. And then my youngest daughter came down and we had a little chit chat. So much so that I ended up going to sleep much later than I'd originally planned. So I thought, maybe that this would not be a good day to have an alarm. Maybe we just go with the flow. And I was like, oh, shoot, we don't even have a podcast episode yet. And God's like, just go with the flow. Be kind to yourself. Don't worry. I'm like, okay, fine. But we still don't have a podcast episode for tomorrow. He said, yes, you do. It's that reminder to be kind. Go with the flow. There are certain seasons in life where we will prioritize stuff and we will get stuff done as a matter of urgency. And there are other times when maybe we're being called to just flow with the day moment by moment. So the reason, for example, those people who enjoy the podcast on IGTV, it didn't even go out yesterday because I got sidetracked by enjoying time with my family. And the kind of workaholic, like, oh, the Puritan waving a big stick at me side of me going, you need to get this done, was giving me a right old hard time. And then God was like, look, don't worry about it. Do it tomorrow. Now, I'm not one, as you probably know, I'm not one who's going to be here to encourage you to put everything off until tomorrow, because if you forever keep delaying and postponing and pausing and pushing those things that are important to tomorrow, they never get done, and I'm here to remind you, come on, what's the next step? Let's get that thing done. But at the same time, we have to balance that with kindness. And yes, this is as much a reminder to myself as it is to anyone else. As I identified via a conversation late last night, I'm the kind of person who tends to be quite fast moving. Let's do this thing. Like if I have an idea or Holy Spirit drops something, wow, that's amazing. And I want to do all of the things immediately. But as I get older, believe it or not, I actually do learn. Shock horror, who would have thought it? We can actually learn and grow and get to know ourselves better. And I recognise now that, yes, I have this desire to do all of the things immediately. And then there's that reminder, actually, you don't need to do it all immediately. Take a deep breath. You can get it done, but you can do it with kindness and still enjoy other aspects of life as well. Because the reality is, the only way you can get this thing done in a short amount of time is if you focus on that with the exclusion of all other things. And we are delightful, wonderful, amazing, multifaceted human beings. You do not live your life in a box. Okay, I'm going to open up the box of work stuff and just focus on this thing. No, because you're doing life within the context of a family or friends or community or whatever that looks like. Most of us, even those of us who live on our own, we still do life with other people. And so you can't, healthily at least, you cannot do life and focus here to the exclusion of all other things. It definitely is a balance. So if you're the kind of person who has a tendency to give yourself a hard time, and remember all of the things that you didn't get to yet. I mean, I'm looking around at my desk like right now. I walked into my office and I was like, oh yeah, I meant to tidy all that up. It's like littered. There's sunglasses, there's wires from USB fans, there's this, there's that. And that tendency to just look and remember, yet another thing I didn't get to yet. Remember, your mind will filter in those things that it thinks that you think are important, and you train your mind. So instead of focusing on all the things that you didn't do yet and all the things you haven't got to yet, what if you just take a moment today and go, okay, what am I thankful for? So I'll give you a concrete example. One of the reasons why I was up late yesterday was because I had to. No, I didn't have to. I had the opportunity to go and pick up my daughter from the beach, because we're not completely locked up anymore. She gets to go and spend time with her friends outside in the fresh air. The sun is glorious. It's a wonderful day. Changing it from, oh, I have to do this thing, to I get to do this thing. And we had a nice chit chat in the car on the way back, and it was great fun. And that small, tiny little shift changes everything. It allows your mind to filter in all of the ways that your day is delightful and glorious and wonderful, and it makes a big difference. It won't magically help you get stuff done, I'm not suggesting that, but life is about more than just getting stuff done. Life is about enjoying the journey. Somewhere in Proverbs it says a cheerful heart is good medicine. It's actually good for you to practice sometimes. Let's be honest, sometimes the joy, the happiness, the delight piece, it will take practice. It won't always be your default. However, the more, because of the way that your mind is wired, the more that you consciously practice choosing, looking for those things in the day that are delightful, shifting, using the power of language to shift stuff from I have to I get to, makes an amazing difference. And the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. It's like this self-fulfilling prophecy because of the way that our minds are created. And the delightful thing is, you as a person of faith, you don't have to do this on your own. You get to do this with partnership with God. Okay, what are we going to do now? What does that look like? I mean, I am beyond excited for this thing that we're going to be doing later on in August that I'm just hinting about without telling you anything right now. Yesterday, all of the ideas, and yes, Playground folks, you're going to hear it first. I'm going to record you a video today, and yes, you'll get it as part of your membership because it's so exciting. But again, relishing those moments of, wow, that's amazing, I'm so excited we get to do that, but then balancing it, because there is then the logistics part of it. Okay, I need to set up this, I need to do that, there's this, and me, I wanted to do it all last night, and then there was that reminder, no, like, it's 6 p.m, turn off your computer, go and spend some time with your family, you can do it tomorrow. So that reminder, be kind to yourself. Everything, all those things, those niggles, those dreams and ambitions, those aspirations, those things that are big on your heart, they're on your heart because they're on God's heart too. And you can do them and you can get to them, but you also need to be kind to yourself as well. Otherwise, you're going to just go and into a great big mess of stress and not fun stuff, shall we say. I'm sure there's like a technical term for the not fun stuff, but if there is, it eludes me. But really that reminder, life is fleeting, life is precious, and yes, we do want to do those things, but we also want to take time to enjoy the journey. Spend time, okay, God, what are you saying right now? Spending time with people that we care about, doing relationship, doing community. I should say as well, for those folks, of course, who don't have that safe space to walk that out, that's what the Playground is for. I mean, it's online, and so I would firmly believe that we also need to help foster you in relationship in person as well. And yes, one day we will have an Itchy Soul Playground meetup in person somewhere. But in the meantime, so it's not going to be the one catch-all. I would always be encouraging you because getting outside and meeting actual people face to face is amazing too. But I like to say it is a lovely little space where you can do life with other people. So that's my reminder as well. If you're not a member of the Playground, youier.com/join is where you can find out more and join us. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing yet tomorrow, but I'm sure Holy Spirit does, and so we will announce that. I imagine that's what we normally do later on today. But in the meantime, just remember, take a moment and reflect on, ask Holy Spirit, show me what are those things in my day that have been delightful, I'm thankful for, those moments that I get to relish, and then see what comes up. And as always, thank you for being here and allowing me to share this with you. I look forward to catching up with you very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.